Hello everyone and welcome back to DiamondTrail Ranch. Guys, you're going to want to stick around for this because this video is talking about the real deal of homesteading. The nitty gritty, the not so pretty. This is just straightforward, as real as it gets. It is not the simple life as people put it. There are hidden costs with homesteading and what no one tells you. Today, I want to walk you through the real behind the scenes, straightforward side of homesteading that most people don't actually talk about. You know, we're told that homesteading can save you trips to the grocery store, and it does, but at what cost? They'll surprise you. You know, you got your vet visits to feed, fencing to gas. I'm going to show you what it really costs to live this lifestyle. And no, I'm not trying to discourage you guys, I promise that. You do want to stick around for this whole thing because it's the real deal. If you're really considering getting into homesteading, this video is for you. Or if you're thinking about, what am I doing? By the way, look at the amount of rain we got in the last 2 days. That's crazy. It's all about being prepared. So let's do this walk around the entire, most of the homestead and talk, because that's what we're doing today. I'm going to start here with the obvious. Feed and hay costs. On paper, growing your own food sounds free, but your animals are not. Goats eat way more than people expect. You can kind of supplement, with other means of food, but generally speaking, it's a lot of money. One Nigerian dwarf might only cost a few bucks a week in feed. Excuse me, but what have you ever heard? You're not going to have just one buck. You're not going to have just one doe. You're going to have at least 2 goats. They're herd animals. I'm going to walk around and show you all the nitty gritty. There's a lot of maintenance involved, a lot of upkeep, a lot of things that need to be cleaned. This is homesteading is a lifelong project. People talk about going on vacation. How do you go on vacation? This is your vacation. This is your homestead. This is your home. You're going through 50-pound bags constantly if you have a herd of goats. If you start to add in hay, especially if you don't have pasture year-round, like in the dry season here in Florida, we just went through several months. I feel like it was 5 or 6 months of just straight dryness. It didn't rain. Luckily, we have an irrigation system. At what cost, right? That's what I keep bringing up. You have so many things to pay for. We just dropped this hay roll in here today. That's red, you see, and the funny chicken hanging out with them. Add in hay. If you don't have the pasture, these guys, their pasture is kind of hit or miss. Depends on the time of year. We don't really do single bales. They might cost you $8 to $20, depending on quality and season. It's gonna be more than that here where I am, though. They go through those fast, and we're not gonna probably give those to horses. You might give, to your goats, each individual. We have several goat pens, so how many bales are you doing per pen? That money adds up really fast, and they go through those bales incredibly fast. Gardening, look at all this right here. High maintenance. It rained the last couple days. We just got our last cold front probably of the year, and this is all just you don't want still water. So this is homesteading, the not so nice side things that you have to take care of that nobody likes to show you. The mess that you have to take care of constantly. Projects. There are constant projects. As we walk through this property, you're going to see a lot of things are in the works. It's not all pretty, greener on the other side. You have to make it greener on the other side. So this is our garden, and our what you saw, all that kind of random stuff, is the work in progress gardening items. I'm showing you the garden is not so pretty all the time. This is very real. These are not your grocery store garden items. I'm actually going tomorrow to pick up more tomato cages because all those you just saw 4 or 5 inches of rain. So I have to come get nitrogen for this corn, I gotta get cages for those tomatoes. I need to treat the cucumber plants over here to the right. They have squash bugs all over this plant right here. So it's high maintenance, guys. It's a lot to do. Homesteading has a lot of hidden costs. You start multiplying those bags of feed in the hay by your horse, your donkey, any lactating goats, rabbits. I'm going to show you all of that. Your monthly feed bill can look like a car payment. Even today's kind of car payments in 2025. Look at the garden. I mean, it needs a lot of work. I'm showing it to you before I go in there and take care of it, because I want to be as completely real as I can to show you, look at what needs to be done, because there will be an after. This is a before. This is after a couple days of torrential downpour. So vet bills hit hard, and they hit fast. Look at the banana trees and the onions and the marigolds. Unlike cats and dogs, livestock vets are fewer and further between, and they often charge farm call fees just to show up. Got a goat with a bloated rumen, that's at least $150 minimum. A horse with a hoof abscess, you might be able to take care of that yourself, hopefully. Easily $300 when you count the farrier follow-ups, unless you know a guy. Make connections. We have connections. Make your connections. Plus, you're constantly buying things like dewormers, copper, CDT vaccines, wound sprays, syringes. Not to mention if you end up with a surprise illness or an emergency birth. That happens. This right here is an example. We have the manual crank on this automatic trailer hitch here. Just an example of parts go bad, you have to replace them. I gotta swap out the hitch there on this stock trailer. We use it as a horse trailer too, but you can see the tires need to be swapped out. The rust on the outside of it, pretty cosmetic, but I'm just showing you guys everything. You got kids, add that to the homestead list of things to do. Soccer ball under your stock trailer, it's a lot, If you get those surprises, remember, emergencies don't wait for payday. Look around. That's what this video is about, is looking around. Just look around. If you're considering homesteading, walk around with me in this video. The fencing, the gates, the stall doors, any shade structures, which we will show as well. They're in one right now. That stuff does not last forever. And if you live in hurricane city like we do, hurricane country, hurricane state, Florida, add in that goats chew, horses lean, horses kick very hard. They'll bust your gates wide open, especially if you're using the clips like I got on this gate. You learn over time. A single roll of field fence is over $200. A gate, $100 or more. Don't even get me started on lumber. Giving you guys a look on the other side of the barn, just kind of everything that entails of what needs to be done. You can just look around and see, wow, he's got a lot of stuff to take care of. You're not wrong. You might think you can build a fence once and be done with it. That is a rude awakening. You will be fixing fences I don't know about all the time, but several times a year most likely. And you're like, oh, I'll just do it right the first time. Okay, when you have, it depends. If you have Nigerian dwarves, like 2 of them, and that's it, you're still going to be fixing it. You're going to be fixing your fences. You're always fixing something. That's what I'm trying to show you with this video, is look at all this wood. This is all project wood, man. I'm telling you, everything is a project. This fence right here is getting replaced. The well back there, these shavings, everything is a project. And then you throw in gardening. Here goes some potatoes that need more dirt. Sweet potatoes that were started honestly incorrectly. They should have been started at the top, but that's okay. We all learn, right? We all start somewhere. Hinges rust, fences sag, posts rot. That's why we have those posts over there. We're going to redo our old rotting metal fence for the property. Every repair takes time, tools, and more money. Money. Homesteading is not cheap, guys. You think you're going to live off the grid for free? Think again. Let's talk about the garden that we just showed you on these potatoes and stuff. Yeah, you're growing your own food, and it is rewarding. There's no doubt about that. But it's not hands off. You just this week, you know, we've been battling squash bugs. I was telling you over here. I got to go tomorrow get some neem oil and to treat and those cucumbers to hopefully, you know, the squash bugs are okay as far as like older plants and stuff, but you know, they can kill your younger ones and they can really overwhelm your cucumber plants and squash. I got to treat dying tomato plants I showed you earlier with the tomato cages. Pull out weeds that came back after last week's rain. I showed you that garden area was a hot mess, man. This is all a hot mess. Everything's swamped out right now. Pests in Florida, relentless. Stink bugs, white flies, aphids, different various, you know, worms, vine borers, you name it. Organic sprays help. They're not cheap. I gotta get neem oil tomorrow. You got your BT, spinicides, DE, diatomaceous earth. It all adds up. Let's not forget soil health, right? I'm gonna walk into the goat pen and kind of show you guys what needs to be done in here. There's a lot. There's a lot going on. We used to have hot wire on here. This can come down over there. Honestly, it's all. That's not even connected anymore. You know, it's. You could sit there and say, "Oh yeah, well, why don't you just take care of it?" Excuse me, because it's one thing at a time, and you only have so many hands. We're constantly adding compost, manure, mulch, testing pH. The blueberries, I'll show you later. They need some work. I think I might have accidentally changed the pH a little too fast. This chicken coop was redone recently. I have before videos of it. Here's some of the sheltering for the goats. You see some duck eggs on there. I'm showing you that it all needs work. It does. One thing at a time. There's only so much daylight in a day. This is just to kind of touch base and show you guys the reality of what you're getting into. It's not all pretty. It's nitty gritty. Planting in the ground doesn't guarantee anything. Planting in a pot doesn't guarantee anything either, if you're being honest. Their nutrients are going to run out in that pot. Some duck eggs hiding in this, and chicken eggs. Hiding in, those are chicken. Hiding in the tire there. When you got free-ranging chickens, they're laying all over the place. Water is a daily chore. It's not a set and forget system. Sometimes, you know, we have automatic waters, but you still need to be out there and checking them. These are their animals' livelihood you're talking about, especially with goats, ducks, and chickens, and the heat. They poop in their buckets constantly, so you know you're going to be out there dumping, scrubbing, refilling several times a day when it's hot, and it's hot. I mean, it's that time of year. We do not have an automatic well pump with pressure lines to every single pen, so hoses do get dragged. We just had another line put in though, closer to the goat pens a couple days ago, so that helps dramatically. Water does get wasted and time disappears. You can use nozzles on your hoses to help with that. There's different setups for that, but again, that's money, guys. That's not if you're getting into homesteading, it's not cheap. I feel like a Dr. Seuss novel mentioning, you know, that over and over again. If the ducks muddy up a kiddie pool in 2 hours flat, you're cleaning that water too. There's a flat tire on a mower for you, by the way. Just another project, right? Gas, time, daily driving. You don't think about the drive with this kind of stuff. To and from. Where are you going? How does it pertain to the animals? Now, you know, you can keep your receipts and go from there. Gas surprises people. You don't just say stay home and live off the land. You gotta go to the feed store or have deliveries, but you're paying for that too. The vet, the lumberyard, Tractor Supply, Craigslist pickups, Facebook Marketplace. We make more trips for fencing staples and bungee cords than we ever thought possible. And it's not just about the cost of gas, it's the time it takes. Time is money. A quick trip turns into half a day, and now the milking and weeding are behind schedule. That's what I was just saying earlier, guys. You know, you start working on one thing, you're another day behind on something else. Those crows up there take our eggs. That's what I'm showing you there. Crows are so annoying around here. Then you got your ducks, your chickens, and your goat chores. Every animal has its own routine. Chickens need food topped off, bedding replaced, eggs collected daily, twice a day in the summer or 3 times here to avoid spoiled eggs. Ducks need their water cleaned and dry bedding every day, or it stinks to high heaven, and everything. That's not just ducks, that's everything. Goats, they need hay twice a day, minerals checked, loose. Please give them loose. Blocks are okay, but not permanent solution. They need their hooves trimmed. They need their pens mucked out. I'm showing you that they need their pens mucked out. That's what this is all about. There's a lot of work that has to be done, and you got to start somewhere. It's okay. Add in are you bottle feeding any babies or milking? Your day starts before sunrise and ends after dark, if that's the case. And if any of your goats get loose, now you're fixing fencing again, or fixing whatever they, you go outside and your goats are in your front yard where your garden is. Been there, done that. That's happened several times just this week, and I'm not kidding. This lifestyle never turns off. You're constantly thinking, you're going to wake up in the middle of the night, is that goat limping? Did I lock the coop? Did I turn off the hose? Oh my gosh, did I turn off the hose? What's eating my cucumbers? Even if you're not physically working, your brain is managing every animal, every plant, structure on this land. It'll give you a headache, it'll give you a migraine, and it'll raise your blood pressure. I'm not trying to sound the bearer of bad news. I'm being real with you. Homesteading is not this simple life. A lot of people think it is. A lot of YouTubers say it is. I'm being real with you. Seasonal swings, and you'll really risk burnout. There are good months when the garden thrives and everyone's healthy, but there's also months when nothing grows, pests are relentless, and it's 98 degrees with 100% humidity. You wonder why you ever thought this was a good idea. Burnout's real, doesn't always come from the big jobs. It's the little things piling up. The hose with a hole in it, the rusty gate latch, the cracked water bucket, the bug-eaten okra. When you're tired, every little tiny inconvenience feels huge. So, and we ask ourselves, why do we do it? Because in spite of the cost, there's something deeply satisfying about knowing, where your food comes from. Watching your kids collect eggs, milking a goat you raised yourself, eating tomatoes grown in compost you made from your own animals. That's what's up. You can literally do it from your own. You didn't have to buy anything. It's about self-reliance, connecting to the land, living in a way that feels real, even when it's chaotic, muddy, buggy, and expensive. You don't do this to save money. You do it to build a life that feels whole. Over here we have our banana trees. This is the orchard over here that I'm going to show you, and those are blueberry bushes. And there's a chicken hanging out with our blueberry bushes and banana trees. There's 2 banana trees right there. I will say, if you're dreaming of homesteading, do it. But walk in it with your eyes open. It is not all fresh eggs, garden baskets, it's hard. It's expensive. It will stretch you more than you think. But if you're willing to embrace the mess, the bugs, the burnout, and all of the hidden costs, we'll see you out there. This blueberry bush right here, that one needs some help. So if anybody in the comment section knows what's up with that one, that would be greatly appreciated. I was actually told the weeds that are mixed into the blueberry bushes are a good thing. You can see the new growth, the light green there, and this banana tree was the pup I told you guys about. It's still alive. We'll see. And there's some corn I have on the end of our front garden side there. I let the chickens mix in compost over here. That's what's all over the ground. I'm trying to cover this area up over time. Just another project that we have. There's Mr. Moo. We were worried about him earlier. He was laying down. Just another thing. You come out and one of your goats is laying down. You're freaking out. He was fine. He stood up, and so we let him out. Decided to let all the goats out when we saw him. So, guys, this is DiamondTrail Ranch. I want to thank you for walking the farm with us today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're really into real-life homesteading. No filters, no fluffs, and just facts. That's what we are here. We release content every day, guys. Thank you. Hi, Biggie.